Last year in Super Mario 3D World, we were introduced to a minigame called The Adventures of Captain Toad. These levels aren't like traditional Mario levels, but instead feature tiny obstacle courses which require the player to navigate around enemies and traps in condensed 3D spaces. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker expands these concepts into a game of their own, and it's more impressive than you might guess. If you played any of the Captain Toad levels in Super Mario 3D World, then you have a basic understanding of how the game works. Players guide Captain Toad and Toadette through increasingly difficult and complex stages with stars marking each goal. Unlike Mario, Captain Toad can't jump, so movement is limited to walking and running, picking up items to carry and throw, or simply falling off edges. To find the path forward, you have to carefully observe the environment, rotating the camera to examine every angle. There are also a few levels that allow you to go into first-person mode to fire turnips using the gamepad, which is one of the better uses of the controller. Though if you don't like using the gyroscope to aim, you can use either of the analog sticks instead. By keeping the control scheme relatively simple, the game is accessible to anyone. Combine this with the friendly nature of many of the earlier levels, and you have the makings of a game that's incredibly addicting. This basic recipe only holds so much appeal. However, Captain Toad scales the challenge at a near-perfect pace, throwing in more menacing enemies, traps, and platforms to navigate, allowing players to feel like they're improving and constantly making progress. Given the relatively short length of each level, many of which are completed in mere minutes or less, it can be surprising to find yourself at this game for hours on end. And for those who think the game is too easy, additional objectives within each level make for a more challenging experience. There's plenty to keep you coming back, whether it's trying to collect all 3 hidden gems or meeting a stage's special requirement, like not taking damage or finding a hidden gold mushroom. You can also expect some secrets to be scattered about too. There are special gold ticket levels which see how many coins you can collect using one of 2 power-ups, and purple ticket levels where you have to guide Captain Toad through coin-filled mazes while under constant pursuit from a Toad mummy. These quick but fun diversions help mix things up every now and then. And there's more bonus content awaiting completionists. If you gather every last gem and complete every challenge, you'll unlock special levels that will not only challenge your skills, but put a clever twist on the established formula. Also, if you manage to have save data from Super Mario 3D World on your Wii U, you'll unlock a handful of courses derived from last year's platformer, only you'll get to see them in a whole new light. Captain Toad looks amazing with beautiful visuals that make it another standout example of what the Wii U is capable of producing. There's a lot of variety in the levels too, so things never get dull on the eyes. While most of the levels are very small and it's easy to get a good view of the action by rotating the camera, there are rare occasions when it's difficult to find the right viewing angle. Some of the level designs, though, are downright amazing and awe-inspiring, like bouncing around a pinball-themed course, clinging for dear life on a wild minecart ride through ruins, or rotating around entire levels to solve complex puzzles. Captain Toad might seem overly simplistic at first glance, but there's so much more here than expected. It's a rewarding game that constantly revs up the creativity and challenge to keep you addicted while also throwing in a decent amount of extras to bring you back for seconds. Its charming presentation and clever puzzles give it a special touch that sets it above other similar games. And frankly, there's little else out there that's like Captain Toad.
Yeah!